A man sitting inside his luxury villa in Bangkok was running a laptop when suddenly he heard a loud crash from outside. Completely unaware that his luxurious life was about to end in a few minutes, the man left his laptop open and ran outside. It is said that a girl crashed her Toyota Camry through the gate of her villa, but actually, not one, not two, but the police of 7 countries were waiting for this day for many years. It was the morning of July 5, 2017 in Bangkok, and the man we are talking about is not an ordinary man. He lived the life of a multimillionaire king. He drove a Porsche by day, a BMW by evening and a Lamborghini by night. This person was known to the world as a software developer, but in reality he was known as the king of dark web. A man who hid his identity for years, but one small mistake ruined everything: his properties, money, cars, and even his life. After all, what was that little mistake, and how the collaboration of police from 7 countries led to find the world's most wanted dark web king? A very warm welcome from me to all the friends who come to my channel. Did you know? Before starting the video, I request all my newcomer friends to subscribe my channel and also press the bell button so that you will be notified of every new video. Thanks. It was 2010 when the dark web was slowly gaining popularity. The dark web is the other face of the internet world, where all kinds of illegal activities take place, from drugs and weapons to awarding contracts for target killing. All black business happens here. Things are done here which are hard for us to believe even after hearing. There is a specific purpose behind all such activities on the dark web. Illegal workers around the world want to hide their identity so that they cannot be caught by the police and the law, and this problem seems to be solved forever on the dark web. Just as we use a browser like Google Chrome for normal browsing on the internet, special browsers are used for dark web browsing that protects the user's identity through many servers. One of them is Tor browser. Before 2010, dark web was not so popular, but after that, with the advent of cryptocurrency, the problem of sending payment of illegal trade was also solved, because it is impossible for the authorities to track cryptocurrency. All the problems of illegal trade in the dark web were solved. The identity of the contractor was also safe, and sending money was also quite safe. Now only one thing was needed, and that was a good and reputable platform or dark website. The first dark website, called Silk Road, was created, which got a lot of success in this dark world of the internet. It started in February 2011, and soon more than 100,000 people started using it. After 2.5 years later, the owner of Silk Road was caught and the website was shut down. Because there was enough demand for this business, many dark web were launched in a few days, including Silk Road 2.0 and the website called Evolution. For buying and selling on these websites, customers would give their bitcoins, and after the purchase, these bitcoins would be given to the seller after deducting the platform's commission. Since all the black business is happening here, often the website operators used to take all the money of the customer and run away by closing the website, which is also called exit scams. Also, no one knew them, and tracing them due to dark web was also an impossible task, so in case of exit scams, drug dealers simply moved to other platforms. In the early years of the dark web, fraud was also common, with exit scam platform owners getting caught, and hacking was common. There was a need for a reputable and trusted platform, and this was the time when a dark website called AlphaBay was launched on the dark web in 2014. No one knew the name of the person who launched it, and neither did his location. He used to introduce himself as Alpha02. Initially, AlphaBay only sold information about stolen credit cards, but later it started selling other products like money laundering and drugs, child abuse, and stolen Russian bank accounts that were not allowed to trade on AlphaBay. But why was it like that? Maybe Alpha02 didn't want to mess with the Russian law enforcement agency, or he wanted to show the US law enforcement agency that he was running his network from Russia, where the US has no hold. In the first year, AlphaBay started to set its feet on the dark web. In a single year, 200,000 customers and more than 40,000 sellers started doing their black business peacefully. By 2017, more than 300,000 items were listed on AlphaBay, and daily a sale of around $500,000 also started. Alpha02, who no one knew, started earning $600,000 a month from these sales and soon became the sole king of the dark web world. AlphaBay had become the largest marketplace on the dark web that had built its trust leave between dealers and customers. Amidst all this, the law enforcement forces agencies of the world were also trying to find out the identity of Alpha02, but so far they have been unsuccessful. The American investigator wanted to know the server location of this AlphaBay so that the platform could be shut down by raiding the data center, and maybe it would also create a chance to reach Alpha-02. Usually the server location of any website is not that difficult because dark website can be accessed only through Tor browser, which hides the actual website location behind a random server around the world. The reason was that it was impossible for American investigators to reach AlphaBay. So he became a regular customer on AlphaBay and bought drugs in the hope that when the drug dealer made a mistake we would be able to reach him with this. The drug dealer will be caught, but the authorities were looking for AlphaBay's mastermind, Alpha-02. He knew all the secrets of surviving in this dark world. In the past many years, he did not make a single mistake that could give a clue to the authorities. Then in 2017, the authorities got a clue to reach Alpha-02. Robert Miller, an officer of DIE Drug Law Enforcement Agency, was sitting in front of the computer in search of Alpha-02 when he received an email. The email contained something about Alpha-02 and the sender of the email was an unknown person. Now you all know that usually whenever we register on a website, a welcome email comes. A similar email was received by AlphaBay when the platform was newly launched in 2014. And this was the email address from which the welcome email came, although this error was later fixed, but the tipper had saved this royal email which he shared with D Officer Robert Miller via email. It didn't matter the sender, whether he was a competitor of AlphaBay, a customer or a drug dealer. Now the D had the first and most important information on Alpha-02, which was a huge success for them. Many social media platforms were sign up using this email address. Skyrock.com was a French social media platform sign up with an email address in Alex's name, and the investigation team also found photographs from 2008 and 2009 that were believed to be Alpha-02. There was also a dating profile link from the same email address in which Alex had written his hometown name of Torres-Rivières, which is a city in Canada. In 2008, using the same email, he also posted on a French consultancy firm, in which his username was Alpha-02, while at the end of the post, his real name was written as Alexandre Cazes. Officials had Alpha-02's real name, but where is he? Alexander's LinkedIn profile listed himself as a software designer, while the biggest clue to his current location came from Facebook. Authorities found a Facebook profile of a girl from Thailand who was Alexander's fiancée. Alexandre Cazes may currently be living in Thailand. With the help of this tip, the American authorities reached Bangkok, and together with the Thai authorities they found out that Alexander had bought several properties in Bangkok. This was not the time to catch him but to keep an eye on him. He had a villa where he lived with his wife and another $3 million mansion outside of Bangkok where he enjoyed his pleasures, a holiday home in Phuket and a villa he was going to buy in Cyprus. Agents started monitoring his every move. He was driving around Bangkok in his Lamborghini, completely unaware that agents from Thailand, America and Canada were following him. In his daily life, Dark Web King was a normal person who used to wake up early in the morning and stay at home all day. In the midst of all this, the authorities started planning to arrest him, but the problem was that if he was arrested, it would not be possible to prove in court that this person is the owner of AlphaBay. That's why the investigator team wanted to catch this guy while he was working on his laptop. AlphaBay was undoubtedly the largest marketplace on the dark web, but it also had competitors. In Europe there was a website known as Hansa which worried the European authorities. At the same time that the Americans were making plans to arrest Alexander, the owner of AlphaBay, the Europeans had a great success. They didn't want to shut down the Hansa market servers as it would not help, as the Hansa market would be restarted on a new server. They secretly copied the data of his server, and after reading the admin's chat, they would be able to find out that the owner of Hansa Market lives in Germany. European authorities together with the German Federal Police began efforts to find the owner of Hansa Market, while the US FBI told the Europeans that they were going to arrest Alpha-02 and shut down AlphaBay. The agencies of a total of 7 countries, including the American, German and European authorities, wanted to give a new color to this operation, which was named Operation Bayonet. According to the plan, the European authorities told the FBI not to arrest Alpha-02 until we gained control of Europe's Hansa Market. It was a very clever decision by the agencies. It is normal on the dark web that when one website is down, the dealer's customers simply shift to another website. Since the Hansa market was the second largest market, when AlphaBay closes, all dealers will shift to the Hansa market, which is already under the control of the European authorities, thereby capturing thousands of new dealers. Operation Bayonet was a kind of honey trap, and Alexander had no idea about it. he was busy with his luxury in Bangkok. On June 20th, the first part of the mission was successful. At the same time, European authorities raided Hansa Market's data center in the Netherlands, and at the same time, German authorities arrested their owners in Siegen and Cologne, Germany, but did not make this news public. The Hansa Market was now under European control and no one on the dark web knew about it. Meanwhile, the preparations to arrest Alexander, the second part of the mission, began in Bangkok. The FBI and Thai authorities wanted Alexander caught red-handed when his laptop and cell phone were unlocked. For this purpose, he gave the task to one of his female agents to sit in a Toyota Camry to go to Alexander's villa and make a fake accident and crash the car at his gate. This will cause the indoor Alpha O2 or Alexander to leave everything open and come out. Fortunately, it happened as expected. On the morning of July 5, 2017, when the Toyota Camry collided with the gate of Alpha O2, he left his laptop open and came out with his unlocked mobile phone. At that time, several officers caught him and went inside and took control of his laptop, which had AlphaBay's control panel open. Alexander was caught red-handed. After investigating his laptop, the authorities copied his passwords. His cars, properties, and millions of dollars worth of cryptocurrency were confiscated, but Alexander died before he could appear in court. It was only a week after Alexander was arrested that he committed suicide by hanging himself from a fan while in custody. Just one small mistake cost the dark web king his life and everything. But after the closing of AlphaBay, as expected, all dealers and customers turned to Hansa Market, which was under the control of European authorities. Thousands of new dealers were also arrested and the Hansa Market was closed for forever a week later. I hope this video of Did You Know? You will also like and share it. Thank you for your loving comments and likes. Thanks for watching the video. Take good care of yourself. Goodbye.